Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Ted Davies Artistry. This is TED Talks, and today we have an awesome creator. D Mcfee is an old school creator. I consider him old school, and he is probably one of the best examples of a guy that works full-time and does this full-time, and he's an amazing creator. I want you guys to see what he's got for Kickstarter coming up, so let's check it out. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Ted Davies Artistry. This is a channel about creatives, and we help creatives, and I'm creative, I think. I'm an artist, author. I'm best known for Retrieve, my book Retrieve, and my book Grimm 101 Book 2 series. Check out everything that I am doing on teddaviesartistry.com as well as on YouTube. And if you like this, if you're a creative and you want to be part of what we're doing and seeing what I'm accomplishing here, join us, subscribe to it. We would love to have you part of this. So this is TED Talks. We do TED Talks on Tuesdays at 10 a.m., which showcases creativity, whether it's mine or other people. I try to showcase as many people as I can that I do appreciate what they do, their efforts. And I think it's important that we try to promote everybody. And that's what we do here. So, but first, let's talk a little bit about my sponsorships. Talk about people that take care of you. We have Cashman's Comics down in Bay City, Michigan. Anything you need as far as new comics and that kind of thing, check out what John's doing. Say hello, Petey. Petey the guard dog is the mainstay there. Check out everything that they're doing on cashmanscomics.com. And we also have in the coffee cup today, Waking Dragon, my proprietary blend that's done by, can you guys read it? Yes. Northern Grounds. Check out everything that they're doing on northerngrounds.coffee, and they are the nerdiest cup of coffee you're going to have. They do some really great stuff, and I think you guys should check them out. Use Caffeinate TED 2022 to get 10% off of your purchase. When you do that, it'll save you some money when you're getting caffeinated, so check them out as well. Okay, what else do we have here? We also have the new Comics Unlimited that has just come out. It is a publication by Glenn B. Fleming and myself now. This is number 9. So check out everything on Amazon under Glenn B. Fleming. You can pick one of these deals up for $15. It's a great starter for your history of comics. Check out everything that we're doing on this because it's a lot of fun. We talk about George Perez, give him certainly props for a life well lived, as well as Neil Adams. Check out everything that we're doing with Comics Unlimited. I think you guys are going to enjoy that quite a bit. Okay, now today we also have a small little thing that I do here called Ted's Library. Today we're going to do a little bit different. I have I like to show dynamic duos, and I think that they are probably the most supportive duo that I know of that have helped me in my career. They are notoriously stalking watching every show that I've done, every show that my wife and I do on Drinking with the Davies. And I don't know if anybody else knows them, but Carl Witzman, this is an amazing writer. The Mad Gasser Cheerleader series is really quite incredible. And I want them, if they are listening, I want you guys to post your direct links for these so people can pick these up. Great book. Carl Witzman's one of them. Well, his sidekick, I think the one that's running the whole show, is Donna Carlini, and she's got some great books out. This one here, Dragons and Wizards, I actually did the cover for this, and I was very humbled that they even wanted me to do it. Turned out really well. I love this book, and I love the cover. Then we also have a couple of these that just came out this last year. Woodstock Dreams here is a little raunchy, and it's cool. It's not meant for kids, but it's a good read, and it's a lot of fun. And I think you might really enjoy this if you're into that kind of work. I have not read this one yet, and it's on my list. So I've been so busy. Who watches? So Check out everything that Donna's doing as well. Like I said, she and Carl are just awesome, and I think that everybody knows them. I think that they're kind of a staple diet, I know, here, and I love them dearly. And the ironic thing is that we've never met physically, and I know that's going to happen soon. I know we're going to be at a couple different shows here, but I want to make sure that they get the props that they deserve. Christine and I really love them to death, and I think they're just terrific people, and I wish them nothing but much success and good health. Okay, I think we're there. So again, hold on one second. Of course, my Wi-Fi is dropping down a little bit, so bear with me. We shouldn't have any problems, but let's see what we got here. Okay, let me see who we have, and I'm going to bring in our star guest here. All right, we got Carl. Hello. Hope you like the shout out, bro. Okay, Pete, how you doing, man? Donna, Glenn, how you doing, man? All right, we got a show coming up, Glenn, on Thursday, don't we? I don't know what we're doing yet, but we're probably going to be talking about the new Comics Unlimited publication that we've got out right now. Eric Hawkins is in the house. I saw a publication that stated "The Devil is in Hawkins," and I was going to post that for you on Facebook, but I didn't get around to it. I don't think it was about you, but I hope maybe it is. I'd rather laugh with the sinners anyway, my friend. So, okay. So let's see what else we got. Okay. So good morning, everybody. Hey, we got George in the house. Mr. Medina, I hope you're doing well. So yeah, if you guys could like and share this out, that would be awesome. So we've got it's a beautiful day right now. So I don't think we have any issues with the Wi-Fi. If we do, we'll just keep rolling with it. But with no further ado, let's bring in the man himself, the man himself, Joe D Mcfee.
This is a good read. You know what? Everybody needs to get a physical copy of this. And not only am I a customer of this, I'm also a part of it.
Absolutely, you are.
And absolutely. Like I said, shout out to our guy Carl Witzman. It's a good read. Now, I don't have the other one as of yet, but this one is a great read. But anyway, hi everybody. I'm here. I'm Joe D Mcfee. I am the president of C2C Studios. You probably know me best from the Desolate Small Press Publisher, right here on the Right Side Network, as well as on YouTube as well. I'm pretty much here, as a guest to Ted here.
Yeah, and you listen. We're gonna find out exactly when they dropped you off on this planet. But you're also, I think that you're. We can call you the adjunct or whatever to the Fab 6, Fab 5, whatever it is.
Fab 5, as of right now, it might be a 6-member. I don't know.
Comic book spectrum, which I enjoy that. I'm glad that you're on because you deserve to be every part of that group. I think it's my favorite show. On the network. So everything we're doing. So it's one of my favorite shows. Okay, so when did they drop you off on this planet, my friend?
I think it was I don't even know the time, but it was August 9th, 1975.
Really? Okay. So you're a little bit young. Yeah, I knew you were a little younger than me.
It's like, yep, you're here.
And where it was in Chicago or was it Illinois? So you're pretty much a native, man. You were South Side, right? Or where was it?
South Sider, but I haven't lived in Chicago all my life.
Right.
I have lived other places. It's just more along the line. I was born in Chicago. Around my 6th grade year, we moved to Mississippi. Then we came back and went to the Air Force and lived, 2 years in Colorado. Came back, stuff.
I appreciate your service too, man. I know you're, it's never an easy thing. So thank you very, very much for your service. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is your Kickstarter, but I want people to know a little bit about Amazonia. How did this start? I don't know if we talked about it on the last TED Talks, which you guys can check back.
I don't think we got into that depth here because I think the last time I was here, we was talking about Primetime Saturday Night.
Right.
Now, Amazonia is the flagship title of the C2C Studios, and the way that came about was really like in a weird aspect because once I got out of the Air Force and everything, went back into college, met up with a couple of people that I knew from back in the day, and it was like, we started this whole comic book club at the university and whatnot. And then after we all graduated, we were up here. It was like, well, one wanted to go into animation because that one person wanted to go into animation. I wanted to get into video games here. And we decided, hey, why don't we just do the whole convention scene again? I'm able to get into Artist Alley. Why don't you come in and, we know that you write and everything, you draw a little bit. So we started developing different IPs and whatnot. Now, Amazonia was not the first IP that I developed. It's actually a spinoff of another IP called Last Line of Defense.
Oh, okay.
So instead of doing Last Line of Defense, it was a harder story to market because it gets into the aspect of one person idea of religion and having that level of power that comes with it. Mm-hmm. It was not kind of like something to easily explain to a general audience. So what I did is I took one of the main characters from that series and put it at, it's kind of like a fast forward. What happens when she leaves? And lo and behold, that's how the idea of Amazonia came up, saying up her backstory, and the series just kind of moved in that aspect of, in that direction about telling about her backstory, why she eventually ended up leaving her hometown in the first place, how she got over to LLD and everything to that magnitude. And LLD is Last Line of Defense, by the way. That's the acronym that we use for it.
Got it. What's been the most challenging thing out of all that? The building it and doing, that way.
The challenging thing is trying to find your niche without using something that has already been established. It's easy to say, it's like, oh, if you like Wonder Woman, you like this, or if you like Jessica Jones, you will love this. It's like, no, that's bad branding.
Yeah.
Because if you tell somebody it's Wonder Woman like, guess what? They're going to expect Wonder Woman like stuff in it.
Yeah.
If you tell them it's like, if you come up with like a Superman like clone, you don't want to use Superman because then people start thinking it's Superman like, I want him to do Superman type things, and when it's not Superman.
Right. And that's, I've always, people ask me that, what would be, I usually don't tell my stories that way. I usually don't have a metaphor or a simile or similar. I try not to do that. I did with my Albino Zulu series, but because it was easier for people to connect with. But I think that's smart that you didn't do that, because I think that's probably true, because you're setting up a false narrative in a way, right? And it's not the story. And I get what you're saying. Has it been like a rewrite almost, or have you gone a separate avenue from it? You know what I mean? Did you have to feel like you had to rewrite the whole thing again when you announced it that way, or no?
No. Okay. I stay away from that because there's a reason why, because it's harder to pitch in that aspect, because once you start using something that's already been established, if that person's not a fan of that character, they automatically walk on. You'd be surprised of how many times I hear it's like, oh, if you like this, and this, you like my book. And it's like, yeah, I'm not interested because I'm not a fan of neither.
Right.
It's like you're setting yourself up for failure in that aspect. If anything, if I did do that, if I could say analogy, I always consider Elisa Masters the reverse Wonder Woman. And everybody's like, what do you mean by reverse Wonder Woman? That's when I go into like the whole spiel about her, the whole thing about heritage, how Diana knew who she was from the beginning. Yeah. Elisa doesn't. So they're experiencing the completely opposite experiences. So that's why I can never say that if you like Wonder Woman, you like this series.
Now, anybody that knows you, really knows you that you're a Wonder Woman comic collector. You've been for decades. You've purchased a couple of my books that, some of the older ones, hopefully they arrive in good shape and everything else. I'm sure that they did. The thing you know more about Wonder Woman than I think anybody that I know knows. I mean, you're amazing. You can tell me publication dates and blah, blah, blah. You go right down the list. I think that's to your advantage, because if you are flipping it in this respect with the storyline, you can do a lot of great things that they couldn't do with Wonder Woman. So, I mean, that's to your benefit. I really think that that's an awesome thing. How many books do you think you're going to make on this whole?
This is an ongoing series. I don't see a end.
Okay.
And even though I have written a end for the series,
Yeah, right.
I don't see it ending anytime soon.
Yeah. Well, you and I write the same way too. Then that way, I mean, you have a starting, you have an ending, and then you just fill in the parameter, the landscape, right, of the whole story. Well, let's get into it. Do you mind if we throw a Kickstarter up? Let's see what we got. Congratulations, by the way.
Yes.
The gentleman is funded. And doesn't mean that you have to stop funding, guys. But you're in control of it. So you go ahead and do your magic, man.
We have a lot of stretch goals, and our stretch goals is pretty much the more that we hit our stretch goals, the more free books you get. And it's not just for one issue, it's for the entire run up to this point here. So if you have issues 1 through 6, you could get issue number 7 here. If you're, brand new to the campaign, you could get all 7 books in one fell swoop. If you're more into collecting specific covers from the artists that we have variant artwork from, you can go ahead and just grab those and you'll be good to go. And you get a little bit of a taste of what the series is about here. One of the cool things about issue number 7 is that I'm introducing 2 more characters to the series that plays a pivotal part as far as the overall story goes, as far as the mystery that's unfolding here. Now, I could go more into the mystery as of right now, but I could show you guys the actual video if that's perfectly fine here to kind of give your if I could say the wet the whistle a little bit as far as what to expect story. I could go a little bit more into it as a whole.
No problem.
As far as explaining what you see here.
Go for it.
Previously in Amazon.
Well, this is it. My first day there. It doesn't feel any different from years ago. But people change, don't they? Oh well, I guess it is time to find out. Will people accept it? Was it the right decision to leave LLE? Oh well, I am tired. I just got to make the best of it.
With that said, welcome to your first and maybe last day here at FPD Squad. I'm Captain Turk, your boss. Detective Parsons is your backup commander to our unit. You probably already met some of the other members. This meeting was called to give you the speech I gave you. Also, Parsons will be filling you in on the next assignment later on today. However, you will be in full charge of this mission. If you are not successful, you are out of here. Got that? I have no room for wannabe Amazons in my squad. In the meanwhile, break in your office and get settled. You won't be here for that long. You two are dismissed.
That was Mayor Humphrey. He invited me to tonight's gala. I couldn't get out of it. If someone recognizes him, then it's all over. I am not taking all the credit for this one. Meet me at this address at 8 p.m.
Well then, I am Tyler Charles. I am kind of a multifunctional businessman who has interest in many different industries from communication to farming. I would like to just say that you two did good work out there today. One of the many industries I have interest is law enforcement. One of my companies builds and provides equipment such riot gear, bulletproof vest, and taser guns for the Angel Falls PD. In a way, I am overly concerned about our police.
Yes, we go a long way back. Actually, to grammar school to be exact. Anyway, I see that parents are here too. No? Silly? They are over there at that table.
I didn't try to step in front of them in defense of Terrence. However, the people wouldn't stop. They only called me names like everyone in the school does. But that didn't faze me one bit. I begged them to put an end to this and to leave him alone. But it didn't work. That when one of them pulled out a gun on Terrence and me, Terrence was a little sick that he had begged me to let them be it was worth getting shot. He begged me to believe what they were going to do with him to keep him safe. But something in me snapped after I got to think.
And our lucky winners of the week are Welch and Lieutenant Masters. Unfortunately, you two got the easy task of escort duty. Lieutenant Masters and Welch have the distinct duty of escorting Tyler Charles. There was a special request that came through the mayor's office and the commissioner.
Excellent and ahead of schedule. Good work. Please give it to the butler. He has made arrangement to ensure safe arrival of the samples to D Ho's laboratory staff.
And now issue 7 of Amazonia.
And that is the overall video. I try to do it kind of like how you have like those episode recaps on television, because again, covering 6 issues here. And I didn't want it to sound like this same old. It's like, hey, we got another great issue and I'm this, such and such creator. It's like, no, let the story sell itself.
A mattress sale. Yeah, they're yelling at you to buy things. Oh, I can't stand that. So no, it's good. Are you okay? So are these the whole run available on this particular?
The whole run up to this point. Issue number 7 is the latest issue here, so you could get issue 7 or 1 through 7. We do have retailer tiers where you could get the full run. That's a $300.
You have them up there on the. You have them up on the board, right?
Well, if you want to go through the tiers here,
cool deal.
Go down to the graphical representation of the tiers.
Yep.
We'll come back to like the graphics and everything here. So we have like our digital tier starts at $3.
Okay.
So if you want just the digital copy of issue number 7, $3 gets you that as a whole here. And then if you want the physical book, it will be an $8 as, and that gets you the physical copy of the standard cover for issue number 7, as well as the digital copy. At $15, where we start adding on the variants, and the first variant that you could get for $15 is the Victor Wilkins trade dress variant. So you get that plus the standard number 7, as well as the digital copy here. And then at $20, if you're on a digital reader only, at $20 you could get all 7 issues.
That's great. Very good.
If you're not,
it's very affordable, even on the hard copy, the copies. I mean, the regular paper copies. That's very affordable. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Let me cut you off.
But that's the way that I try to arrange my Kickstarters. My is more about getting the books in people's hands than making as much of a profit. It is, it's just more along the lines. It is what it is here. And like I said, one of the things when I do a Kickstarter, I'm not trying to pay off bills here, meaning that I'm trying to pay off any of the artists. I'm not trying to pay off any of the colorists, the editors. All of them have been paid. That's on me. My goal is just to get it printed. Yeah. And whatever money is left over, we're trying to push this issue as far as we can, as far as distributing and everything to that. So that's the reason why I can have those lower goal asks than all the other people that are out there. So I know there's people out here that say, it's like, why is he only asking for $500 to get this made? It's like, because $500 typically governs printing costs that we normally have for our average Kickstarter. Our average Kickstarter is somewhere between, like, I want to say like 30 to 50 backers, and only $500 covers all the printing and everything for those backers to make certain that they get their book in their hands and everything, and maybe have like a couple of extra copies left over. Right. So getting back to the rewards, at $25, we get into our first Virgin variant, which is the Daphne Lage variant here. So
that's cool. Daphne stepped up and did one for you. That's awesome. That's great.
So Daphne did this one right here. So you could get the Virgin variant of issue number 7 plus the standard plus the digital copy of issue number 7 for $25. And then we have another one called Crime Scene, and we have the Wilson Virgin variant. And it's pretty much packaged the same way. The Stealth Wilson Virgin variant, standard issue number 7, and the digital. Both tiers are $25. And then this is the piece of resistance for those who like physical books. All 7 books, including the digital counterparts, for $35.
Very good. You sign everything too?
I'm willing to sign it. You just have to tell me. It's like I just don't offer signatures unless you tell me to sign it.
Sounds good. That's good. No,
yeah,
for all of them, that's
signatures. There's no charge.
That's a steal for all of those books.
And that's kind of like the cool thing about it. It's like until you tell me to sign it, I won't, go ahead and do it automatically. And then for those who want every last variant issue that is out there, that's the $55 tier. So you get issue number 7 with all 3 variants plus the digital copy for $55. And this is where it becomes more and more interesting. At $80, you could get all 7 plus the variants at $80. And then this is the one that I really try to stress is the all points bulletin. Why I stress the all points bulletin? Because it leads you to what I guarantee is going to be a one-of-one custom piece of artwork here, and that is the sketch cover. Get all 7 issues, all the variants, plus a custom sketch cover with stuff that you want on it here. To give you an example here, like the one that you see on the screen right now, that actually exists. That's just not a picture.
Got it.
That's an example of what you would get when you get the $200 level. Now, at the $200 level, that is only limited to 5. 1 has already been claimed, and I will be doing the recreation of Uncanny X-Men 168.
Oh, cool.
So
that's good. That's quite a cover. All right, good.
Yeah, this is the homage to John Byrne's Sensational She-Hulk #1, but I also have other examples that I could show you later on if you guys want it. But I just want to make people aware of it's like, that book actually does exist. It's right here in my hand. So
got it. All right, cool.
we do and this is a one-of-one, so I don't reproduce this. One-of-one. So if you want, something that is unique for me, that's where you start at as the $200 level. And then, as I mentioned before, at $300, this is our retailer level here. And for $300, this is what you get. You get 10 printed copies of issues 1 through 7 off the top.
Okay.
5 copies, printed copies of the Victor Wilkins #7, 5 of the Daphne Lage, and 5 of the Steph Wilson at the $300 retailer tier.
Good. How far are the books? Are they all done? As far as your side of it?
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to rock and roll. Once the proofs have been finalized and everything, only thing I have to do is tell Kablam, go baby, go.
Okay, fair enough.
I need print.
That's great.
No, I don't mess around. It's like when I kickstart a project, is normally 100% done. I think the only one that wasn't that way was issue 0 of Prime Time Saturday Night, and that was 80% done because I didn't take the time to finish like the last, I think it was like 10 or so pages. And that was not just like 10 or so pages of actual creation. It's more like laying out the actual renders to page format type work, which didn't take that long. And just below here is the actual rules for if you do go with the custom cover level. I'm willing to do pretty much anything, but like I said, there's no pornographic or sex acts, can't be none of that. But you want her in a sexy pose, boom, done. Want her in a cosplay outfit, boom, done. You want something to that or want me to do an homage cover, boom, done. Don't questions asked. But there's kind of like a few things that I just won't do.
Sure. And that's respectful. I understand that. And you have every right not to do them. I think that some people get a little crazy, but more power to them if that's what they want to do. But I'm glad that you're making a statement on that one. Okay.
Now
it's already unlocked already. So
I have already unlocked the hollow stickers and the keychains. That was unlocked at the $1,000 level. The next level is at 2,000. Everybody will be getting the C2E2 2019 Bombshell Comics variant. That's not the version variant. It's just the regular variant of issue #1 of Amazonia. That was a C2E2 Comic Con exclusive that we had here.
Awesome.
$3,000, you get the Kickstarter only variant.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think I have them right here at my hands. It's like I try to keep things when I want to show,
Sure.
comic candy before I can actually show people who be like,
Sure.
oh yeah, these books don't actually exist. It's like, yo, you're absolutely positively wrong.
Well,
that aspect here.
Yep.
So
yeah, you've always been good like that though, trustworthy and fulfillment and everything else. So you're
the issue 6.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be getting everybody who backs a physical tier for the physical an actual printed book would get that for free at 3,000, and at 2,000 you would be getting this book here.
Cool.
At $1,000 level. At 4,000 will be the standard edition of the 10th anniversary of number 1.
Mm-hmm.
At 4,000, that would be given away for free. And then at 5,000, you would get this homage one. This is an homage to the very first issue number 1. If you paid attention to the cover, right there in her hand, and she's holding the actual
gotcha
representation of issue number 1. So they're kind of like mimicking the pose here.
Got it. That's cool.
So, I'm trying to give away free books here, and as add-ons, we also have the other variants as well. And some of the other variants that you can look forward to as far as the add-ons is like the C2E2 this is the C2E2 2016 variant of issue number 4. That's an add-on. You could get that on the add-ons. This is the C2E2 2019 variant of issue number 6.
Cool.
That's an add-on. This is the Christine Bronson version variant of 10th anniversary number 1.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Christine Bronson variant of issue number 6 of Amazonia. We got the Elaine speaking of which, of Elaine Hager, I'll say that for last. And that reminds me, I need to double check with her on one particular thing here. This is the Elaine Haygood variant of issue number 6. And this is the Elaine Haygood version variant of 10th anniversary number 1. And as promised, she is doing a variant issue, variant cover for number 7. Because we hit our funding goal, and you have it recorded out there on YouTube, because we hit our funding goal within our launch date, everybody's getting a free one of those as well. I just have her to turn in the cover.
That's awesome. Good.
So like I said, free books. You can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong with that. No,
it's just good. More along the lines. It's like, you're backing just to make certain that you get more product in the long run.
Yeah, that's good though. I mean, that's so how many artists do you have on this then? You've got, as far as the covers and that, how many different people are involved?
Well, in general, or just
right, the whole scope since you at the get. I mean, you've got what?
Well, I have to do it this way here. I have to count. I'm counting this way. So when we first started off with the original issue number 1, it was just by the time we got to issue number 2, we had Terry Huddleston doing the covers at that point. After Terry did the covers for 2, 3, and 4, we had Adrian Adams do the actual pencils and inks for the 2016 variant, and Christine Bronson did the colors.
Got it.
So that brings us up to 3. Then she did her own one, and then the editor Elaine Haygood did her stuff for issue number 6. So that brings it up to 5. With issue number 7, we added Daphne Lage as well as Steph Wilson. So 7.
That's great.
Ironic.
Well, that's why I asked, because I thought it was about 7 or 8, which I thought was kind of maybe done by design. But that's great. And that shows collaboration on your part, that you get along with other artists. You're doing, that says a lot, you're not, you're not alienate yourself to promote something. That's great, because you bring other, and you pay your artists, you're paying them up front. So that's awesome. That is,
oh, I forgot about Victor. Yeah. So it's 8. Victor
it's 8.
came.
Okay.
Victor came on.
Oh, you got Victor, huh? Cool.
Of actual prints.
That's cool.
His first cover with us was with this one, which was issue 7. So it's 8. I almost forgot about him.
That's good. Well, Victor's a good one. That's a good one to have.
Number 1. The standard cover for 10th anniversary number 1, which is this cover. That's a Victor Wilkins cover.
Are you shipping outside the U.S.?
No, unfortunately, no.
Okay.
However, I have people who snuck in up under the radar and still back the physical tier. And you know what? I went ahead and did it anyway.
Yeah, I got you. Well, I mean, that's the thing about the digital format too. I mean, we sold a lot of digital stuff worldwide, but I mean, the customs cost so much. It's the shipping's one thing, but customs. I sold, a bunch of stuff with Grimm, and it was great, but it was, one book. I mean, Glenn will tell you, one book cost like $35-$40 just to get across the pond, but digitally, I love digital for that matter, because it's instant, and it's there, they can, but yeah, it's just part of it. If people want to pay for the shipping and the customs, absolutely. So.
Well, that and the fluctuation, because what it would cost you to send from like using Glenn from here to Great Britain is different than from here to Australia, here to Japan, here to here to Ghana. I mean,
Germany was a bit of a bite. Australia, some of them won't even send now. But I guess the post office won't even send. So do your thing, though. I mean, that half the battle is that you got the product already. That's a huge thing. I mean, you're way ahead of the game, and that's one thing that I like about because I've learned my lessons too. I've had things done, I've added things, and then we had to re-edit, and then the paper shortage happened, and it just on and on. So it just snowballed. So you've got it to the point where you got it down. You know what you're doing. That's good. Okay, what else do we have on the recap of everything? Is there anything else on the end of the campaign that we have to go over? Or are we good?
No, I think we're good. I mean, if people wanted to look at, like I said, the actual pages, the sneak peek of pages, that's the actual graphics. And this is the weird thing, because everybody been asking me this as of late. I have heard of your series, but I have not seen the interior pages. And my parents like, I show interior pages.
It's right there.
My campaigns.
Yeah.
The reason why I don't mention it as much is because for Amazonia, I do the pencils and ink, so I don't think about, oh yeah, I have to tell people that such and such did the interior pages. I did them. I'm showing it to you. But yeah, it's like, oh, we just don't pay attention to it. Like,
okay, well, what can you do?
It's kind of like one of those things, and it kind of plays into like the whole thing that I deal with the imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
It's like somebody doesn't see one aspect of what you do, and you kind of like, okay, I guess I'm not as good at that as other people are, or something to that magnitude, and I have to, reel it back. Well,
don't sell yourself short. You're pretty prolific. A lot of people care about you, and you do a lot. I know you support me. You support a lot of us in this industry, and I appreciate you greatly, Joe. Okay, so where can everybody reach you at? Do you have your link
tree is right there. The link tree link, that's linktr.ee/Silbo right there on your screen. Got right it. That is the best place to get all my socials. Why? Because it contains things like where to get in contact with me for from the Destination Small Press Publisher, the Facebook, the Instagram, even things like LinkedIn. I just recently added the Reddit because I didn't realize Reddit wasn't, I had a Reddit account, but I rarely use it. Finally added that to it. It's a long list of places where you can reach out to me at.
Yeah, and that's your different platforms like we talked about off camera. Different platforms are the name of the game, diversification. So, and then you also have your show on Saturday nights, correct? Tell everybody about that real quick so we can make sure you plug that. We'll get you on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Well, give me 1 second here. That's kind of like the major thing here. It's for me, doing the show is more of a battle of consistency.
Yeah.
Hi, I am Joe D Mcfee.
Okay. It's up there.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm right here. We got episodes for days for right now. I think we're over 120 something different videos, from live streams, comments, even comic book reviews. I mean, I'm doing a lot of different stuff. And then last week's episode is about something that I know that you and Glenn talked about, and I went into it. Is comic book investing ruining the industry?
Yeah, and I haven't watched that, and it is on my list because I know that you and I we won't talk about it. It's a whole nother story on that. Speculation is a double-edged sword, and a lot of us that collect and sell, for that matter, it can be you die on your sword sometimes, but you miss out if you don't read, the books, if you don't enjoy the books. It's not about investing if you don't know what you're investing in, really. So
well, that and the fact that those that are investing are helping the other problem of pricing out new people coming in.
Yeah, and you got to be really careful with that. And us as stewards of it all, you got to make sure that we're doing it to the point where it's affordable for people, so that the next generation can enjoy it and why they want to enjoy it, and they can afford it. Some of these comics are just amazing. Of what the values are. It's incredible what they're worth now, some of them. And it's great, but it's also to what detriment. There's got to be a balance to it, right?
Exactly.
And that's one thing you talk about. It's I think it's really important that you have, if you're going to do paper comics, if you're going to collect them, have a reader copy and have a good copy. That's the way I always do it. I try to buy 2 of everything so that I've got that reader copy that I can enjoy, and fold up if I need to or whatever. And then I've got the one that's pristine, that we put away. So, but, well, and I'm sure people are going to be doing that with yours too, because I know that, you've got the one thing about you, is that you're a lot of facets to you. It's just not just Joe. There's a lot of things. There's publisher, there's artist, there's there's a creative reviewer as well on Comic Book Spectrum. There's a lot of things about you that I really appreciate. And one of the things about you that I really appreciate the most is that you support. You put your money where your mouth is. You don't just, okay, I'm going to share this, for Ted or anything else. You've always supported me, and I appreciate it. Christine and I we really, really appreciate you. And I, it's reciprocated totally. So you guys, you need to check out everything that Joe's doing. I ended up posting it on the beginning of the chat. So we also put it in the description later today on the YouTube. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Not a problem. I mean, that's part of being in this industry. It's like the best way I could put it, you have to think about Neil Adams, and we talked about him earlier. And for those who may not know, Neil Adams was one of the few people that advocated for artists across the spectrum who works in this comic book industry, as far as getting their artwork back and having ways and means to maintain their lifestyle. Because again, back then, a lot of them wasn't getting medical. A lot of them wasn't getting the benefits that they're getting now. He was like one of those stewards to kind of like look up to, even though you don't want to get your portfolio reviewed by him.
Yeah, right.
About that, he was always an advocate for others in this industry.
Yeah. And I mean, you have to look at, there's human beings, we're really complicated being. We're complicated. And some people, not everybody's going to have the best results from everybody, but there's certain things that you can really, like you said with Neil, showcase what he did for that, showcase what George Perez did and what his benefits were to the world, and pinpoint on those good things. Don't pinpoint on the negatives so much. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for stopping in TED Talks today. We're going to support you. I hope everybody else is on there supporting you. I'm looking forward to reading your article in Comics Unlimited as well.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as I get my physical copy, I've got the digital copy, but yeah, it's such a great cover.
Amazon.com. And like I said, and hopefully going a little bit beyond. You want to know why? Because this guy right here is a part of that team that's going to make it happen.
Thanks. I appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to everybody checking everything else out that we're doing on Comics Unlimited on Thursday. Stick around for a minute. I'm going to close out the show. Thank you so much, Joe. We'll be talking to you in a second. Okay.
You
all right.
Watch yourself off TED Talks. Glad to meet you. Hopefully you reach out to me.
All right, cool. Thanks. So there you have it, guys. That's Joe. So check out everything that he's doing on Kickstarter, as well as everything else he does. I mean, he's really quite prolific. So check out everything that he's doing on his YouTube channel. We'll get I'll make sure that we put that in the description as well. Thank you guys for stopping in. Thank you for liking and sharing this out. And we will talk to you next week. Check us out on Comics Unlimited though this Thursday. Glenn and I will be on talking about the new publication and the ins and outs of the book and what we're hoping to achieve with it. So we will talk to you soon. And if you noticed any of the Moon Knight sketches, let me know if you want one. We'll talk to you soon.